Welcome to Talking Giants, presented by DraftKings. I'm your host, Bobby Skinner, here with my co-host, Justin Penik. And we've got our second divisional game of the year preview. Giants versus Cowboys. This is our first time playing a divisional rival for the second time this season. Justin, it's a very different Giants team from that Dallas game. You know, that it was a Kadarius breakout game, really. You know, like the breakout game, and then he fought. Daniel Jones died in that game. But the Dallas Cowboys are a different team, too. So, I think both teams are worse, but the Giants are just significantly more worse. Justin, how are you?
I don't know, man. Cowboys are, I mean, sure, maybe they're not as, the flat-out unstoppable, kind of like we thought earlier in the season, but they're still, I think, a top 5 football team in the National Football League right now, and I think their defense has only gotten better. I'm doing all right, Bobby Skinner. I'm excited that this Giants game is home this weekend, and that's basically it. I'm excited that I get to go to MetLife. I'm excited I get to hang out with some good people. And if you're going to be at the Dallas game, come by L16 before the game. Hang out with Snacks and I and some friends. We'll have some brewskis and stuff. So that's about it. That's all I'm excited for, though.
I'm excited for some of our new friends. We got Adam, just Adam with no name. Maybe his name is Eve. I don't know. And then we got Jack O'Shea. O'Shea. I feel like that sounds so familiar. O'Shea. Well, I
feel like that's an Irish name.
I don't even know. But Justin, who are these cats?
These cats went to patreon.com/talkinggiants. $2 a month plus some other tiers if you want. You get some magnets or stickers Bobby Skinner sends you in the mail. You get to hang out with us while we record the shows live, which, hey, maybe not throughout the season. Maybe it's not such a fun perk to hang out with us after the game when we're all sad. But, when some general manager news breaks, I think you're going to want to be there with us and reacting. So, patreon.com/talkinggiants. You also get shirt raffles twice a month. You get an opportunity to win some shirts. Thank you to our patrons. Love you.
Bam. And Jack was in the $10 World Beater tier. How about that?
Whoa.
All right. Our entire DB room is missing. Which is worrisome going into this game because they have an awesome wide receiver trio. Obviously, we all know with Amari, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup, and then even Dalton Schultz is a pretty solid tight end. So Adore's hurt and COVID. Darnay's hurt. Aaron Robinson actually has COVID. Now McKinney, it looks. I guess McKinney's gonna play. Because he's just he's unvaccinated, so he gets put on the high risk, and then so he has to do 2 negative tests. But it looks like McKinney's going to play. But this is a pretty bad matchup as far as, we're going to have Jaron Williams. Who's going to?
There's a Dan Duggan tweet.
Who's going to start? Do they put? I guess Julian Love. I don't know who starts at corner. Jaron Williams will be the nickel corner, and I guess Steven Parker maybe will go out on the outside.
There's a Dan Duggan tweet where he was defensive backs on the Giants active roster participating in today's practice. You have Bradbury, so he's going to be on Cooper Lamb, alternate. Keon Crossan, but he's pretty much only a special teamer. However, he was out there, I think, didn't he have a pressure or a sack this year? Logan Ryan, safety, Julian Love, safety, J.R. Reed. And then they're, obviously you said they're sounding optimistic about Xavier McKinney playing. So, yeah, that's it. Are they going to do a little bit what they did in 2020 when Patrick Graham was a little bit more dedicated to playing single high safety, where Logan Ryan can come down and play corner if need be? I don't know. It's a mess. It is a flat out mess right now. But definitely Julian Love is going to be playing corner this game.
Yeah, I guess Julian Love plays corner, but yeah, I guess you put Love at corner, and then safeties McKinney and Ryan. But this is
it's a mess.
Yeah, the Giants just as a team right now are just a huge mess. That's a good way to describe them. It's just a huge mess right now. I haven't seen it like this, and this is the third year of this podcast. I don't think I've ever seen the team in this state where it's just it's just broken. It's there's no there's no thought of winning. I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen this team in this state in a long time.
No, total disarray. I mean, even the team's best players are struggling with injury. We said there was a point in the season where we said Adoree Jackson was the defense's MVP. He's hurt. Leonard Williams, even just without being called a defensive MVP, you can make an argument that he is the defense's best player. Is he going to be a warrior and try to play this weekend? I would side no, but the fact that we had a conversation on Wednesday like he was out for the season and giving a salute away to Leonard Williams, and now he's like possibly going to play this weekend. He's a freaking nutcase. They were talking about Andrew Thomas even today in some coach quotes, and like, hey, he's still going through that ankle injury.
Yeah, he's still battling through the ankle, and you could see it too. Yeah,
and Kenny Golladay is probably just going through stuff every week. Total disarray. And I said a good way to describe Kadarius Toney's rookie season is Murphy's Law. What can go wrong will go wrong. Well, for the Giants right now, I'm not even talking about the Giants this season, but the Giants right now, they can't even get their health and their injury right at this time of the year just to get them somewhat on track or somewhat competitive in a game. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be bad.
Yeah. I mean, COVID's killing the whole NFL too right now.
Yes, that is true.
But the Dallas team, let's talk about it a little bit. So I looked at the Dak splits of first 8 games and then the last 4 games. First 8 games, Justin's completing 70.2% of his passes. Last 4, 63.9. That's down 7% essentially. He's averaging 32 less yards per game. Yards per attempt.
Yeah, that's the
First
key thing.
First 8, 8.1. Last 4, 6.1. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, because at least if the completion percentage was down a little bit, I'll be like, oh, maybe the yards per attempt are more. Yeah, no, it's not great.
First 8, 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Last 4, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's been late and inaccurate. Like I don't know if it's dealing with the calf injury or whatever, but he's been inaccurate and he's been late on stuff. And Tyron Smith is out. Tony Pollard probably is going to be out. And Zeke hasn't even averaged 4 yards per carry in any of the last 5 games, like individually, not like as a season. Like this Dallas offense, last time we played, I said was the most deadly offense we're going to play all year. I agree that it was at that time. Now it's not. It's like a very, I don't know. It's like they're doing Dallas things again, where they start out super hot and then they kind of fall back down to earth.
Yeah. Now, odds are they won't do that against the Giants. Odds are the Giants are going to be their get right game. The Giants were the Chiefs get right game when you look at the the scope of their season and kind of how they went, right. I still do rank Dallas as a top 5 team in the NFL right now, though, because you've seen a lot of teams in the NFL. A lot of teams in the NFL have went about like kind of besides the Bucs and besides the Patriots. A lot of teams have went on like a hot stretch and then like a little bit of a cold stretch. Okay, so let me just ask you this.
But we've seen Dallas do this a million times too.
I know, but I part of me, I don't know. Part of me wants
better than the Rams, better than the Cardinals, better than the Packers, better than the Bucs. That's just 4 NFC teams.
You're saying that Dallas is better than those teams, or
no,
those
I'm saying
teams?
They're not.
Oh, they're not. All right, so Buffalo, who it's kind of wild how Buffalo's
better.
Buffalo's okay. You think Buffalo's better? New England's better. Tampa Bay's better. Is Kansas City better?
Yes.
Yes.
They beat them like a couple weeks ago.
So then the next team, if you're going to count that Los Angeles Rams, Arizona, and some other teams are like Dallas is better than them, then I would still say that you're looking at Dallas being like the 5th team if you had to make power rankings.
I'd want it.
Because you have Tampa Bay, New England, Buffalo ahead, and then
Green Bay's better.
Kansas City. All right, so
the Rams are better. The Cardinals are better.
I would put Dallas 3rd, and I'm
Chiefs are better.
I would put Dallas 3rd. I would put Tampa Bay, New England, and then I genuinely would put Dallas, and then Buffalo, Los Angeles,
and
then
insane.
some of the other teams. I really would. So, and it's because of their defense. I mean, really, that's the main thing. Is that while their offense has been, stabilizing, whereas the first stretch of the season, like Dak Prescott was playing at like that MVP level, he's come down. But I think that defense, and in particular, Micah Parsons has just lit the NFL on fire. And Micah Parsons, there's a good argument for him not just to be that defensive rookie of the year, but, just defensive player of the year, overall, so there's a good argument there. And I think that's why they're so deadly, because they have both sides of the ball. When they're operating at their best, they're really, really good.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is balling 12 sacks, 17 tackles for a loss right now, where it's just, I mean, those are unreal numbers, especially for like a rookie, let alone just anybody in general. And then Randy Gregory's he's impacting as a pass rusher right now. So it's a bad matchup for the offensive line, I wish that we could get Micah Parsons versus Andrew Thomas, but we're probably not going to see that at all. We'll see like 4 or 5 reps of that maybe, where Parsons is going to line up over the right tackle and then on the inside and that linebacker. So where you couldn't stabilize him, but I don't know, their defense doesn't scare me that much either. If I was not the Giants' offense. Where it's like they give up a ton of yards, but they're second in turnovers.
Yeah.
I feel like they're kind of the same defense that we played week 5, where like we were able to move the ball versus Dallas. Week 5, it was just they got turnovers and were able to outscore us.
Yeah, they're third in the NFL right now in defensive DVOA, whereas the Dallas offense is 8th. So they've taken a little bit of a downward turn. So. They're a dangerous team, and I'm actually excited to see, like, as the offense has kind of curtailed off, if they can find themselves, towards the latter end of the season and during the playoff stretch. But we're talking about this Dallas team, I think, just overall, because we can't really talk about how this Giants team is going to do against the Cowboys, because there's no expectations on either side of the ball. So
I don't know. Mike Glennon's going to light it up, though.
Yeah, or we could talk about this, since we kind of poo-pooed on the whole Jake Fromm playing idea on Wednesdays, and now on Wednesday's show, and now it's being reported that he's getting close to playing. Do you think we see him this week?
No.
I think we see him next week.
I don't know if we'll ever see him. Here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna clamor for Jake Fromm. This is. Tell me I'm wrong. Come on, let's play Jake Fromm. Let's see what we got on Jake Fromm. We'll see what we got on Jake Fromm. Comes in, sucks, and people are like, "Oh, this guy sucks. Mike Glennon's better than this guy. Put Mike Glennon back in." That's exact. I mean, people did it to Matt Parrott last week. I mean, look how bad have we seen Nate Solder be all last year, all this year. And then Matt Parrott comes in and has a bad run rep, and we're like, "Oh yeah, this is why this guy's not playing."
Yeah. After seeing Matt Parrott for 4 games at left tackle and clearly saying that he's better than Nate Solder, not good, but it's recency bias.
That's what's going to happen with Jake Fromm if we do end up seeing him. I guarantee it. That's why I'm not pulling the trigger and saying just play Jake Fromm, because I know that's what's going to happen. Because I know Mike Glennon's going to be better than Jake Fromm.
I'm just surprised the coaching staff is thinking about it, and they've publicly said it.
Well, Jerry Shuplinski was asked if he's like getting ready to play, and he's like, yeah, he's getting closer every week. I didn't take much into that. I guess there was somebody who had a report saying that they're getting that. I take a little more stock into that than I do the coaching staff.
Yeah.
Saying that he might play. I don't know.
But if it's a blowout this week, I think we may see it, but.
Yeah, we might see it in a blowout, but like I'm staying on the Mike Glennon train for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
like Mike Glennon's my quarterback for the rest of the season.
Yeah. And I also don't understand how. Now I get it. Like I guess you could say Colt McCoy was not as bad as Mike Glennon, but the putting Colt McCoy on this backup quarterback pedestal that's happened the last couple of weeks because of how bad Mike Glennon is. And using that Seattle game as like the example as to why Colt McCoy is a better quarterback than Mike Glennon. If Mike Glennon had a running game and had a defensive performance like Colt McCoy did against Seattle, guarantee you Mike Glennon would be able to do what Colt McCoy did last year. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Oh, versus Seattle? I mean, Colt McCoy didn't do anything in that game.
Exactly. But what did Colt McCoy do last year as a backup quarterback outside of winning that
Seattle game? That's what Colt McCoy did this year with Arizona.
Again, that's way different circumstances.
I mean, you know how it goes. Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah.
Next year's backup QB will be like, man, this guy wasn't as good as Mike Glennon.
Man.
Do we got anything else before we go into the segments?
No. Really, how many games do we have left? 4?
4. Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy rooting for the Giants. There's 4 games left. Football is a different... I said this last week. I'm going to probably say it every week. Football is a different sport than any other sport. Most other sports, I should say. baseball, there's 162. Basketball, there's 80 plus. Hockey, there's 80 plus. We get 16 of these and then 8 of these at home. I'm going to root for the Giants. I'm going to enjoy myself. And, that's about it.
Well, not everyone has club seats like you.
That is true. Thank you, DraftKings. We'll talk about that. But before we welcome on Danny King, Bobby Skinner, we got to talk about Roman. When the moment for intimacy arrives, you need to be ready. You got to be Roman ready. Whether you've been in a relationship for years or you're just getting started, having the confidence that comes from preparation means you're free to enjoy the moment when the moment comes. Bobby Skinner, you're down in the dumps. You're sick. And even though you're probably not contagious at this point, you may be like down in the dumps for a while. So if you're meeting a nice lady or if you got somebody that's coming over, you may need a little bit of extra support and you may need a little bit of a kickstart. And I think Roman may be exactly what you need. And even though you're far from the ordinary, which Bobby Skinner does have a scroll growing on his face, the truth is that ED is really common. In fact, 52% of guys aged 40 to 70 experience some form of erectile dysfunction. I want you to get Roman or go to GetRoman.com/JohnBoy right now to speak with the U.S. licensed healthcare professional about erectile dysfunction and get $15 off your first month of treatment. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional, they're going to work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, ships to you free with 2-day shipping, and it's discreet. Getting started simple. GetRoman.com/JohnBoy. Complete that online visit. GetRoman.com/JohnBoy today. If you're prescribed, get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have the confidence and control this winter. Be ready. Roman ready.
I've been watching Cops a lot.
Yeah. I saw on the Talking Giants YouTube, you searched full episodes of Cops.
Well, I on Friday night, they were the old early 2000s, late 90s episodes of Cops is, I feel like it's some of the best television of ever, Yeah. And so it was on Friday night, and I was sick, and I've just been watching Comedy Central, and so I was like, oh, Cops. So I got on it, and it's hard to find on TV anymore. So I just was watching old. I just YouTubed it, and last night I was just watching old Cops. They're so funny, dude. The new ones suck though, because they put so much production into it, and
you gotta be careful.
They look for a lot more serious crimes. Where it's man, let's just go around to freaking Tampa and Jacksonville and find drunk people, and there's just some really good episodes in there. And the one I posted it on Twitter where the guy's all right, here we go. He just knew what was.
What was his name? Peter?
Craig.
Who's Peter?
What's your name? Craig.
Get it together, Craig.
It was
down. Was he laying down on the floor of the cop car, or was he laying down on the seat of the cop car?
On the bench, the seat.
On the seat.
So.
You know what's on my brain? You know what's on my brain right now? Have you ever heard of Side Talk NYC?
Yeah, isn't that the Bing Bong weirdos?
Yeah, the Bing Bong. It's not, first of all, not weirdos. They go to Coney Island all the time. He's this one dude's
I want to go to Coney Island for the 4th of July.
This one dude's yeah, that is true. I feel like that's a cultural thing for us at this point. It's part of our brand, the Glizzies. I went to Long Island on the Glizzy at the Islanders game, but this one guy on the Side Talk video, this one guy asked him, if you saw Joe Biden right now, what would you do? Joe Byron, I would give him a big kiss. And that's what's on my brain right now. Wow.
All right, let's welcome on Danny King. All right, we now welcome on Danny King for weather and trivia. Let's go.
I'm here. Yes.
I heard it might rain. I saw them throwing wet balls.
Excuse me?
That really concerned me because if it's gonna rain, don't let it rain because this team's already terrible as it is. I want to be able to sit in nice weather and watch the Giants on Sunday.
You're going to the game, Danny King.
I am. Yeah. That's
if
why.
you do not come, if you do not come to Danny King was not invited to the box seats.
Unbelievable.
If you do not come to L16, which is not as far of a walk as K,
that is true.
I will disown you.
Damn, I can't let that happen. I got a sweatshirt I got to deliver to you as well. So
This is true.
We'll do a cool jersey exchange. The weather for Sunday, it's going to be cold, but it's going to be sunny. It's going to be 43 degrees, clear skies. The wind, it might be a little crazy, the wind. It's 10 miles per hour, but I'd rather take that sun and wind than rain and wind any day of the week. So give me that weather every single Sunday and
80
twice.
degrees here right now.
Yeah, I have a question. What's the weather going to be
hot.
like for me in the suite?
Probably media, not media, it's just like rich. It's gonna be like filled with like rich people. It's gonna be annoying like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the weather's going to be snobby.
Yeah,
Yes.
snobby.
Snacks, myself, and his brother are. Yeah, we're really going to put in a very rich environment. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I hope Snacks is able to get the boys kicked out of the club. That would give me a good laugh.
Snacks may cost us our DraftKings sponsorship this weekend. That may happen.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Trivia this week. We're on time crunch over here. From 2001 to 2021, which New York Giant player has had the most fantasy points in a single game? Eli Manning is not the answer. That's just a fact of life. But fantasy
Against the
points in a
Cowboys?
single game. Against the Cowboys, my apologies. Yes,
Okay.
against the Cowboys.
I almost want to say Victor Cruz.
All right, Bobby, do you have an answer?
Oh, that's freaking what it is. Victor Cruz. I'll just be different and say Brandon Jacobs.
You guys are unfortunately both incorrect. The answer this week was Plaxico Burress. 2007, week 1 against the
Opening
Dallas
game.
Cowboys, opening game.
One of the first plays of the season. I think it was the first offensive play of that season. Plaxico Burress caught a huge post from Eli Manning, and that's how that season got started. Damn it.
8 catches, 144 yards, 3 touchdowns to get 32 points on the game. Victor Cruz was second in that category, though. He had 29 points in 2013 against the Dallas Cowboys, where he had 5 catches for 118 yards and also 3 touchdowns.
Bam. All right, let's do the fantasy draft. The order is the order of what our standings are right now. I'll be going first, Danny second, Justin third. Danny, you are 0.9 points behind me right now, so literally less than a point. It's been getting close and close every single week. And then Justin, who won last week with 42.9 points, he's 57 points back. I'm picking first this week. I'm going CeeDee Lamb. I mean, my big board is pretty Dallas heavy right now. CeeDee Lamb has been the most consistent player for them all season long. CeeDee Lamb is pick number 1 for me. Easy as that. We all agree?
Yeah, I made a big board this week. That's how serious I am right now, because this is the only thing we have to look forward to with the Giants this week. The rest of the season now is these fantasy points.
Well, you're finishing in last.
So, okay, wow. Well, I guess Justin has made a comeback. My second pick, I'm gonna have to go with Amari Cooper. I mean, he last time he played the Giants, he got 15 points. It was a rough week. Oh no, he had 16 points last week. He had like some down weeks here and there, but this could be a week that he could just explode. And Bradbury's hasn't been the same Bradbury, so I would take Amari Cooper this week for my first pick.
He was number 2 on my big board, so good pick. Justin, you got back-to-back picks.
This is honestly just a question of, am I going to take a Giant? I am. I'm going to take Kenny Golladay.
Oh,
Golladay.
wow.
Yeah, why not?
He had 0 catches for 0 yards.
Somebody's got to catch the ball for the Giants, and maybe this is the week where Kenny Golladay gets his first touchdown. Diggs allows a lot of yards. That's the talking point, right? But he forces a lot of turnovers. So give me Kenny Golladay, and then give me Ezekiel Elliott on the come around.
He hasn't hit 4 yards per carry in the last 5 games.
Well, guess what? You're playing the Giants' run
That
defense.
is fair. That is fair.
This is going to be the get-right game.
That is fair. That is very fair. My next pick, I'm surprised he's actually here. I'll be honest, I had him second on my big board for some odd reason, maybe because I just doubt Amari Cooper's ability when he plays the Giants. It's Michael Gallup. I got to take Gallup here. Like Bobby said, this is a very Cowboy-heavy week for me because I just can't take it. I was kind of tempted to take Pollard, but it doesn't seem like he's going to play. And if he does play, then good whoever takes him. But Michael Gallup is my second pick this week.
Yeah, I don't think Pollard's going to play. Literally, my big board was Lamb, Cooper, Gallup as the top 3. And then Zeke was 4th. I'm not even going to do the, Giant thing. I'm going to go Dalton Schultz with my second pick. He's like a solid tight end. Like, he's what I look for in a tight end, Dalton Schultz, where he's just a solid player, does everything, catches the ball, can get a good amount of yards, can block. Like, Dalton Schultz is like what I want my tight ends to be. And I'm deciding between Saquon and Sterling Shepard here. And I don't know if Mike Glennon and Shep have a good connection. Saquon's going to get the ball.
Yeah.
I'm going Saquon Barkley with my third pick.
Yeah. Man, I really wish what's his name, Kadarius Toney could play in this game because him and Glennon just dominated the Cowboys when he came in. Granted,
They
Glennon
really
came in
did. Like it
short
would be,
notice.
I might have
but,
picked it 1-1 if we had Kadarius Toney, but we're
Yeah.
never going to see Kadarius Toney ever again.
And then, you brought up the good point. Yeah, we probably won't at this point. You brought up the point about Sterling Shepard. I don't know of their connection. And, I mean, like, when they played in Miami, they had a decent connection going. I'm going to take Evan Ingram. I'm more high on Ingram with Glennon than I am Sterling Shepard, if I'm going to be honest with you. Now, this might be one of those takes where it's like, oh, Sterling Shepard.
I could see Ingram having a huge game.
It's just, I'm going to take Ingram this week. I honestly had Ingram over Galladay and Schultz. That's just me.
Last two picks.
You know who has been like sneaky better than Evan Ingram when it comes to like an EPA and a CPOE basis, where somebody actually just sent me this chart this week?
Oh.
Kyle Rudolph, which shocked me. He had a big play last week. I'm going to take Kyle Rudolph. Why not? Why not? And my final pick will be Tony Pollard. I am down by 60 points. And he did practice today, Thursday. Now, you could do some stuff on the side and you could practice and still not play, but the fact that he did practice on a Thursday and it's the last pick and this probably won't, all the Cowboys are basically already taken, give me Tony Pollard. If he plays, that's big for me.
I can't believe there's someone that's still on the board. Danny.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to take who you're thinking of, Bobby, here. I'm going to rock with the man that has lead in the NFL in drops, according to PFF, with a very high drop percentage. That is Darius Slayton with one of the lowest passer ratings when targeted. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I was kind of tempted to take Corey Clement if Pollard doesn't play, but I was like, in the end, I'm just going to take Darius Slayton. Hopefully he'll catch a football.
You guys all forgot about Sterling Shepard.
Oh, that's funny.
That is true. That shows how...
There's no way. You guys just forgot about Shepard. You didn't ignore him, did you?
No.
No, it was definitely more forgot, to be quite honest, even though I think I legit mentioned Shepard maybe like 2-3 minutes ago. I said his name, and I just completely skipped over him. But it is what it is.
Because you played the mind games of you mentioned Shepard's name while you picked Saquon Barkley.
It really wasn't that supposed to be that big of a mind game. But so I'm taking Sterling Shepard.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Hey, I hope Shepard goes off, but what has Shepard done this year to, like, at least with Glennon? He hasn't done anything with Glennon.
Shepard's only played, that was like what,
2 games?
his sixth game on Sunday?
Shepard has been absolutely...
Did Shep play versus Miami?
He did not. So,
no.
Right? No.
No, he didn't.
All right, to recap, CeeDee Lamb, Dalton Schultz, Saquon Shep for me. Danny has Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, Evan Ingram, Darius Slayton, who had 0 catches, 0 yards basically every game now. And then Justin has Kenny Galladay, Zeke, Kyle Rudolph, and Tony Pollard. All you guys picked all those guys before Sterling Shepard. All right, Giant factors. My Giant factor this week is COVID-19 because we need Dak or somebody big on the Cowboys to get COVID-19 for the Giants to win. So my Giant factor is COVID-19. Danny, who is your Giant factor?
All right, so since it seems like we could do fun Giant factors, my Giant factor this week is Riley Dixon, the punter.
Had a really good game.
Had a really good game.
Maybe his best game in the last month.
He had a booming punt on Sunday. I'll give him credit for that, but then he had a horrible punt. Riley Dixon's been bad. He's had horrible punts. He can't down anyone within the 20 or even the 10. They just all go for touchbacks these days. Riley Dixon, when you're called upon, can you actually like contribute and do your job and like put the Giants at least a halfway decent position? Because you're going to be punting a lot on Sunday because I don't believe the Giants office could do anything. You've been ranked, your PFF grades? I'm looking at a punter's PFF grades. He had a 65 last week because of that one punt. But
They give grades for punters?
They give grades for punters. We got stats on stats on stats.
I never do that.
But yeah, Riley Dixon, when you're called upon, at least set the Giants defense up in a winning. When Joe Judge tries to win the field position battle,
trying to be
Riley
aggressive
Dixon,
with our defense.
Yeah. When Joe Judge tries to win the field position battle, can you actually make him look good in his decision? So Riley Dixon, just punt the ball, baby.
Which that's the one thing that Joe Judge says to the press that actually pisses me off is that we're being aggressive with our defense. Like that doesn't make any sense.
No.
Being aggressive with your defense would be trusting them that if you don't get the 4th down that they can get a stop. Stop saying you're
who's
being
been
aggressive.
saying that for 2 years?
It's like that's not what being aggressive. That's the only thing that he says in the media that pisses me off when he says, he's like, "What's your definition of aggressiveness? Is it's." I look at it being aggressive with our defense. That's the only thing that gets on my nerve. Like, shut up, JoJo. That doesn't make any sense.
Bobby, that's a great point. Nobody's ever said that before on this show. I want to be real with my giant factor. Now I have a player, but DraftKings is my giant factor.
No. Do a real one.
I mean, my personal one is DraftKings because I don't have to sit in the cold. But my real one is Julian Love. This is a dude that has been called throughout his entire career, and you could say that he's, I don't want to say disrespected, but, he hasn't been a full-time starter, but yet anything that he's called to do, he does, whether it is special teams, and he is like the perfect football player of like what the Giants should be and what they should want to be about. This is a football player who gives contributions on the defensive side of the ball, and then, oh boy, he makes plays on special teams, then he's not just a special teamer. Those are the types of players that we should be going for. So Julian Love, while guys are out and while guys are hurt, continue to step in and maybe do things that you're not fully comfortable with, but, go out there, be a giant factor for us. Special teams too, because you do make some good plays there, but guess what? You're not just a full-time special teamer, and good for you. You shouldn't be. Be a good football player.
Julian Love, how about that? All right. Football fans, I'm sure we all love an action-packed, high-scoring NFL game. Don't get that with the New York Giants, but you would love it if you could get it, right? But with the latest no-brainer from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, you'll be a winner once a single point scored. So this is the type of draft betting company you need with the Giants. Because all you need is 1 point. We can get 1 point. New customers who bet just $1 on any team to score can win $100 in free bets. It's that simple. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you can still get in on the NFL action. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes all season long with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports Contest. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Danny's been the best bettor. He should be in the suite.
I'm the resident sharp over here.
Like that should be given to the winner of spread picks, not last place.
There it is. That's next year's prize.
That's what I was just about to say. Now we know.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code JOHNBOY. Bet $1 to any team to score and win $100 in free bets. Because I want to go to a Magic game with DraftKings. If they score, you score with promo code JOHNBOY this week at DraftKings Sportsbook. An official sports betting partner of the NFL. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In fact, get DraftKings. Hook me up. I want to go to an Orlando Magic game and sit in a freaking, a nice box. You're listening right now. Hook it up. I know you can do it. It's freaking easy for you guys. You guys make a lot of money. And you make a lot of money for us. We appreciate you. But I want to go. I want to get hooked up at an Orlando Magic game.
Do you want to hook up at an Orlando Magic game?
I do. DraftKings provide. All right. Spread picks. I literally only put 6 games in last week because I literally became so tired putting together the rundown. I didn't have the energy. I was struggling typing it out on my computer, and I was like, I'm not looking for 2 more games. I'm just sending it in with 6. So Justin and Danny both went 4-2. The listeners went 3-3. I went 2-4. Danny's in first place at 61-48. I'm in second at 55-54. Me and Danny should be the ones with the press box. Mm-hmm. And the listeners are 53-56. They'll be represented by Greg Bourgogne this week. And Justin is 49-60 in last place. Thursday Night Football, we got a decent one. We got Chiefs at Chargers +3. I've been betting against the Chiefs every week, and it hasn't worked out for me. I'm going Chiefs -3. The listeners are going Chargers +3. Danny, what are you going?
Chargers are kind of hurt this week. They're without a few key pieces, if I remember reading that correctly. I'm going to rock with the Chiefs this week at -3.
Justin?
Yeah, Chiefs are hot. playing really good defense too. Going to be fun to see how Spags tries to stop Justin Herbert. Yeah, I'll take Chiefs -3.
All right. We got Raiders at Browns. Browns +1.5.
COVID Bowl.
The Browns have been killed by COVID. Like basically all their good players besides their running backs have COVID. Which I mean, and this is a Saturday game too. Listeners are going Browns. Justin, what are you going?
I'm going Raiders. I feel like the Browns have been the team that's been most impacted by COVID, like throughout the span of like the last 2 years. Remember Stefanski was out last year too. Yeah. So give me Raiders here.
Daniel.
I will be taking the Raiders as well. Like Justin said, COVID is not fun, and it's hurting the Browns, which is very rude of it.
COVID's freaking making a comeback right now. I'm going Raiders as well. Listeners are going Browns. Here's a weird spread. This is also a Saturday game. This is the time of year where you get the Saturday games. So you got Patriots at Colts. Colts are favored by 2.5. Colts -2.5 at home. You know what? I'm going Colts. Okay. Patriots winning streak has to end eventually. And I think the Colts are going to do it. They're obviously running the ball extremely well with Jonathan Taylor. I just feel it because that spread doesn't make sense. I'm going Colts -2.5. Justin, what are you going?
I'm going to agree with Bobby.
Come on, son of a bitch.
This is one of those Vegas knows something that we don't.
That's pissing me off.
See, like, Vegas thinks they know something, but they're not a sharp, and I'm the sharp. Give me the Patriots +2.5. What are we doing here? Patriots are kind of fire.
Listeners went freaking Colts, too. It's pissing. I'm like, all right, I know this pick will be different than everyone. All right, we got Titans at Steelers +1. Steelers have been kind of frisky. They've been winning some games and then not winning some games, but I can't believe they almost made a comeback on Thursday Night Football last week. I didn't watch that, but like they came like extremely close to winning that game. But I'm still going Titans -1. Danny, what are you going?
I'm gonna be going Steelers +1. I mean, I wonder if Chase Claypool will have any repercussions because of his actions last week or against Thursday night against the Vikings.
Where are you guys at with that? Because it became where some freaking blue check marks were like, I don't know why everyone has to say all these mean things about Chase Claypool. It's like because he freaking deserves it. Guy's an idiot.
He deserves it. I didn't like lose sleep over it because how much did that point do anything? I frankly don't know. Eric Kendricks was a genius for smacking the ball out of one of the dude's hands, but I was like, I really not gonna.
If Chase Claypool was concentrating on taking care of the football after he caught it, then Kendricks wouldn't have had the opportunity to slap it out of the hands in the first place.
No, yeah, Claypool was being an idiot. I just saw some people being like, "Well, this freaking." They were mad at like Ryan Clark, going off on him. It's like this is a disgrace that this is the huge NFL show. It's like, shut up.
People were mad at Juju Smith-Schuster for doing TikToks, but Chase Claypool, while he's like social media, like he at least last year, like he vlogged and stuff like that. Chase Claypool's actually like not a good. I don't think he's a good teammate, and he seems like a scumbag. So all Juju Smith-Schuster did was just dance on TikTok. Seems like a good teammate. While Chase Claypool is actually like a scumbag and he costs his team points and yards. Yeah,
Claypool's definitely worse than Juju Smith-Schuster.
Well, Claypool's also like when they lost that game, he was like, just watch us beat whoever the Bengals next week, and they just got crapped on. Like, Claypool's definitely worse social media wise. Schuster was just silly.
Yeah.
Juju is just people just don't like TikTok, which I kind of get. I understand.
No, but people try to make takes as to like, this impacts the football team. It's like, nope, Chase Claypool probably impacts the locker room a little bit more than Juju Smith-Schuster.
All right, what do you got, Justin?
For I didn't give my opinion. Titans -1.
All right. Urban Meyer Fire Bowl. Texans at Jags -5. I mean, this is the easiest one for me. Jags -5. The team got their head coach fired. You got to pick them.
Yep. I'm also begging them to run with James Robinson, like actually use him this week because I really need him in fantasy. And what I
is James Robinson gonna play more because Urban Meyer's gone?
Sounds like Urban Meyer didn't like him.
I have him in fantasy. I have a bye week though.
Screw you.
He fumbled in the preseason.
I'm prepared for Chris Mickle to absolutely murk me in my fantasy football playoffs. That's the only league I made the playoffs in, so I really need James Robinson to actually be utilized. And luckily, Urban Meyer's gone.
I kind of financially need to win my fantasy football league this year.
Yeah, that's it. Also, guys, question: what are your thoughts on kicking your kicker to motivate him to do his
job? Can I say Josh Lambo is kind of a puss? Like, Urban Meyer definitely deserved to be fired, but when I saw that, I was like, okay, grow up, Josh Lambo. Like, I doubt he kicked the crap out of him. I'm sure it was a love tap.
What we do in college? Come on.
Can I also say that Urban Meyer possibly has mental issues? Like, I don't think he's mentally right.
It's possible.
I mean, who is mentally right?
Yeah, that is true.
That is true. What a world.
But I didn't like that story. All the other stuff Urban Meyer deserves to go over, but that one to me was like, I don't know. I feel like they made that sounded like a lot bigger deal than what that actually was.
Like I said, he had to pull out the Ben McAdoo line story. That would have kept his
Josh
job.
Lambo was just being a baby kicker.
No, if he pulled out the line story like Ben McAdoo did, the Jaguars probably would have came together and dominated the rest of the season.
Justin, who do you got?
Texans +5. Even though I am a big believer in the fire coach.
You can't say that. You can't say that. Every time it happens now, you don't pick it. You're not a big believer.
Like we saw it with the Raiders. they legit won.
Yeah. No, you can't say you're a big believer of that. Listeners also went checks. Maybe the game of the week, which is sad. Bengals at Broncos -2.5. I'm the Bengals keep on not getting it done. So I'm going Broncos -2.5. Justin, who do you got?
Bengals +2.5.
Danny.
Bengals +2.5.
Listeners went Bengals +2.5 as well.
Look at that, Bobby. There you go.
Seahawks at Rams -4.5. I'm going Seahawks. I'm in on. Yeah, you know, I kind of want the Giants to get Russell Wilson just so I don't have to evaluate rookie QBs.
There we go.
Look at the talking shy guys agreeing.
It's just like I just don't even. I was like I'm actually rooting for it now because like I just don't want to. I just don't want to do the draft QB stuff. I never ever want to do it. I just keep getting bridge quarterbacks, keep getting veteran quarterbacks. Because I don't want to be wrong. I know I'm going to be wrong about what I say about rookie quarterbacks, and I don't want to be wrong. So I'm going Seahawks +4.5. I'm just going to keep going against the Rams. Danny, who do you got in this one?
Hey, Bobby, like I said, 2019, I put out that old episode you did by yourself when it was the Russell.
We did just a Russell Wilson episode.
Yeah, it was kind of wild.
Like Russell Wilson in the wide receiver class or something like that.
Look at that. Life comes full circle, baby. Now it's Bobby and Justin talking about Russell Wilson. I'm going to be taking the Rams. Oh, they got COVID-ish. Actually, Odell contributes nothing. I'm joking, Whoa. Odell. I love you. I love you, Odell. I'm sorry. Rams because they're the Rams.
Justin?
Yeah, Rams -4.5.
Listeners are agreeing with you guys. I'm going to win. All right. Predictions for Giants versus Cowboys. Danny, what do you got?
I'm going to be rooting for the Giants to win because I'm going to be there on Sunday, and I want it to be somewhat enjoyable, even though I've expected it to be one of the worst games I've ever been to live, being surrounded by Cowboys fans because Justin's going to be in snobby DraftKings booth up there. But hey, it is what it is. Giants win freaking 12-6.
Justin.
Nice. Giants lose 34-13.
Everyone's on freaking COVID. I really think the Giants are going to lose 6 straight to end the season. And I'm going to go Giants 2, Cowboys 0. It's if not now, then when? You know. If they can pull this game out, man, we got to celebrate it. We really do. We really have to celebrate and enjoy it because I don't know if we're going to get any victory Mondays for the rest of the year. But Giants 2, Cowboys 0. We'll see you on Monday. I don't know what's going to happen. But we appreciate you guys. We'll have a good weekend. Until then, let's go Big Blue.